New, name it Brushes, hit OK. On your toolbar, look for the T, which stands for text, click it, then click on your canvas and type a word that you would like. In this example, I'm going to type the word Raycharles, sing, love, play. Don't forget to change the size and the font so that you have different variations. It'll make it much more interesting. Here I'm changing the font of my different words so that my 5 different words have 5 different fonts. You can also change the size. It gives it a much more interesting look. Now I'm going to go to the Marquee Tool. The Marquee Tool is the second one down. Make sure it's selected on Marquee. When you click on that, you want the rectangular Marquee Tool. Then you drag the little cursor and you make a little box around your word. When you're done with that, you're going to go up to Edit. You're going to go to Edit, which you can't see on the screen, but Edit, Define Brush Preset. Type in the name. I'm going to call mine Ray and hit OK. I repeat, Edit, Define Brush Preset, name it Raycharles. I put the marquee over the word Sing, Edit, Define Brush Preset, name it Sing, hit OK. Put the marquee over Love, Edit, Define Brush Preset, name it Love, OK. And Edit, Define Brush Preset, the marquee's over Play, and I name it Play. Now I'm going to go to my photo, I'm going to drag it onto a canvas, I'm going to stretch it out so it fits, and then I need that X to go away, so I click, click, click. And then I'm going to make sure that the square in the toolbar on the left is black. If it's not black, like here it's brown, I click on it, I click on the color black, I hit OK, and that square will turn into the black color. Once my top square is black, then I'm going to go up to Filter and Filter Gallery. You're going to adjust the top toolbar, the one that says light dark. You're going to adjust it so that you have a positive and negative contrast. You can see mine is now very visual. You can see that it's Raycharles. You adjust it how you like it, and then you're going to hit OK. Now I'm going to take the magic wand, which is the 4th one down, and I'm going to click on any spot that's black. So here I am, and then I'm going to right click and go to Similar, and then I'm going to do Layer, New Layer. I'm going to name it Stamping. I'm going to go to my photo layer where my picture was. I'm going to hit the eyeball to the left of it to make it go away. Make sure you're selected on the stamping layer. Now you're going to go to the paintbrush on your toolbar, select it, and then go to the top where your size adjustment is, and you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of your size adjuster. And on the bottom is where you're going to see your stamps, and they'll be marked clearly. If you named your stamp Ray, it'll be called Ray. You're going to select that stamp, and before you're ready to click your stamp onto your drawing, you want to make sure that you have the color you want. So if you look at your toolbar, in the bottom of your toolbar, you have that black square and the white square. You want to click on the top left and adjust your color. So I'm going to make mine pink or red or whatever color you want. And then I click, click, and every time I click, the stamp Ray pops up. And what it's going to do is it's only going to stamp on the black space, not the white space. And that's because of the magic wand. So I can adjust. You can see it's lighter now. It's because I adjusted opacity tool. I made it more opaque. I turned it down to 50%. You can also adjust the size. Whatever size it is, let's say it's 50, you can turn it down to 30 or whatever size you want. I'm going to go back and select a different stamp, this time the Raycharles stamp. I'm going to change my color to blue, and then I'm going to click, click, click. And this is also very opaque. I can make it darker by turning the opacity back up to 100. But I just keep stamping, and again, it's not going to go in the white space. It only goes in the black. So now I do it my third stamp. On this one, I'm going to do green. I'm going to change the size, make it larger. I can make it smaller, and I'm just going to keep stamping until I fill up all the space with my stamps. Now go back to your layers toolbar, make sure your layers is up if it's not window layers, and I'm going to turn the eyeball back on next to my photo. By clicking the eyeball, the original drawing is going to show up behind my stamps. So there it is, the black of the drawing is going to show up behind the stamps, and I can adjust the opacity. I can make it darker, I can make it lighter, I can just play around with it until I like how it looks. Now, in my layer toolbar, in my layers, I'm going to go to the bottom of the layers, and remember, if the layers is not up, go to window layers, make sure your layers is up. And if you look at the bottom of the layers tools, there is a little icon that says FX, and that stands for effects. Under effects, you have all these different blending options, from stroke to shadow, color overlay, gradient overlay. I'm going to start with the gradient overlay. You can really use whichever effect you want, and you can see what it will do. And if you don't like it, you can just try a different effect. And this is completely optional, but I think it does make for a better drawing. It looks like a better Photoshop. So here I'm going to do gradient overlay. And when you hit gradient overlay, you get to choose the type of color scheme you want. And again, you can just play around with it and change it as much as you want. And to see how it's really going to come out, when you're done playing around with the overlay, remember to turn the eyeball back on next to the original picture, and you'll get a really good idea of how it looks. When you're happy with it, make sure you save it as a JPEG, File, Save As, and then change the format from Photoshop to JPEG. Or you could do a screenshot, which on Mac is Shift-Command-4. Put it in your Google Drive or on your website, and there you have it.